What's up, YouTube and everybody out there in the comic community? It's Edwin, the Comic Jabroni, coming at you. Today is a beautiful Friday afternoon. It is the 9th, it's the 11th of January. I always got to think about that. Today, I kind of wanted to show off some things that I picked up at a half-price books in town. You guys, if you've been watching my channel, you absolutely know that I love going to half-price books and just digging into those boxes of comics that they have there and, you know, picking out some gems and picking out some stuff, some filler issues that I need. This time I was really lucky. And as you guys know, I've been on the hunt for those DC Universe logo variants, and it's been kind of difficult to find. I'll pick up one or two here and there whenever I can find them, but it's usually only that. I'll be digging around for 2.5, 3 hours, and I only find one or two. Well, this time, I found me a little bit of a gold mine, guys, and I came out with quite a few more. But first things first, I want to kind of address an issue that it's not really an issue, but one of my subscribers brought up the fact that in one of my last videos when I showed off that Batman Damned Jim Lee, I said that I believe that the Batman White Knight was the first DC Black Label. And if you guys aren't really tracking on that, here's the Batman Damned, the A cover, and you see that black label down there. Well, I remember going to my comic shop and then one of the guys in there talking about the White Knight was going to be under the black label, insignia or whatever, the little circle, the label. So, I did some research because, one of my subscribers and a commenter, he said, technically that Batman Damned was the first, the first book under that black label, and that Batman White Knight was going to be a trade paperback. And he is absolutely right, guys. Batman Damned is the first series really under the black label. Batman White Knight came out in October. The trade paperback came out in October. But the weekend before this book came out September 19th. On September 15th, Batman White Knight Special Edition came out. All right, so this is the Batman Day Special Edition. It was a free comic that your local comic shop had, and this also has the black label. And that's kind of what I was talking about. That CGC is going to say that this is the first in the black label line, but this is technically the first book to have the black label imprint on the book itself. And all this is just a reprint of the first issue of the White Knight. Like I said, the trade paperback came out in October, and that's 1 through 8, right? DC is going to be doing this. They're going to be a lot of their older runs. They're making them into black label in the trade paperback. And it's going to be a little bit darker. I think they're going to be adding some things to those older stories and just kind of making it darker. Not sure if they're going to make it as dark as Batman Damned, because if you've been reading that, it's a really dark take on Batman and the Dark Knight. So anyways, that's all I meant, is that I thought that the White Knight was the first to have the black label on there. And guys, it came out 4 or 5 days before Batman Damned. So technically, but it's a free book. They probably still have them at the local comic shop. I would go out and check if they do. So let's get into what I picked up at Half Price Books. Like I told you before, there are 6 Half Price Books here in San Antonio, and I've hit them all. I've been to all of them. Just as recently, maybe right after Christmas, I went to the last one that I hadn't been to. Picked up some good stuff. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna put that little thing up here. Go check that video out. But there is one that I hadn't been to, and it's about 30 miles or half an hour north of me in San Antonio. It's actually in San Marcos, Texas. And I just decided yesterday, I really didn't have anything to do. I was supposed to go to the grocery store, and I totally forgot. I just went straight to San Marcos to Half Price Books and did some digging. Now, this Half Price Books, they were having a 50% off all comics sale. my one issue, and I wish I would have taken a picture. My one issue, this Half Price Books was different than the rest, because usually the others will have all their books bagged and boarded at least, that are sitting on the top. If you ever been to a Half Price Books, and if they're not bagged and boarded, they're kind of down in the bottom shelving area. Well, this one, they have everything thrown in all together. Like, I would have to say 50, maybe even 60% of their books weren't bagged and boarded, weren't even bagged at all. They're just sitting there in that. Now, alphabetically, they were pretty perfect compared to the rest of the Half Price Books I've been to. But this one, it was a chore going through all of those books that aren't bagged and boarded. But sometimes that's when you find the gems, guys. That's when you find that gold mine. So let's get into. I'm just going to show you a few of the books that aren't the DC Universe logos first. As you know, I'm a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. So I'm going to drop this down over here, guys. So I'm a huge Turtles fan, and I've been collecting this new run from IDW since almost since the beginning. And number 17 was actually one that I didn't have. I thought I had a complete set, but I do not. 17 was one that I was missing, so I was happy they had it there. 50% off, really can't beat that. Another one I picked up, this is Aquaman. This is from the New 52, 23.2. This is the Ocean Master. It's that kind of glossy cover. And at half off, I really couldn't beat it, guys. Ocean Master, if you've watched Aquaman last month, Ocean Master, he plays a big role in that movie as being one of the villains. What was your take on Aquaman if you've gone to see it? I can tell you that I absolutely enjoyed and loved that movie. Is it the best DC movie that's been out? No, I think Wonder Woman is still the best one, but Aquaman is right there with it. It's 2.5 hours, but it feels that movie more than I think any other movie I've seen in the comic book universe. It just feels like you're watching a comic book on the screen. It's like a 12-part miniseries just all jammed into a movie. It's so awesome. Last month, I remember asking you guys what was your favorite Christmas themed comic book cover, and one of my subscribers actually said this book, and I was so happy to find it. This is Flash 87, with Flash fighting these 3 Santa Clauses with machine gun, with Uzis, and he's absolutely right. And I'm sorry I can't remember the name. I'll have to look down into the comments who it was, but this is such an awesome cover, guys. And the last one before we get into that DC Universe logo, this is going to be Injustice 2, number 3. This is just a first appearance of Damian. I want to say it's Damian Wayne's sister. It's another clone of Damian Wayne. Really awesome cover too, with Superman breaking out of that prison there, that jail. I really enjoyed the first Injustice, and actually the second game I liked even better. It was really good. So let's get into this DC Universe logo. As you guys know, I've talked about it before. These are reprints from back in the 90s. DC was putting together these 3, 10, 20 pack of comics they would put together, and they'd send them off to Walmart, Costco, Sam's Clubs. Toys R Us got them as well. And these were just reprints of books that they had, and they would kind of use them as filler for those 20 packs. If they didn't have 20 comics to throw in one, they'd put those in there. So I was lucky enough to find quite a few of them. I use comicbookinvest.com. They have an awesome list of these DC Universe logos, and they have 2 different pages. One page actually breaks it down into ghosts, which are they're comics that have been identified as having variants, right? The DC Universe logo, but none have ever been found. Then one of a kinds, very hard to find, the middle, and then easy to find. I've been finding more of the easy to find to the middle, and I've actually found 1 or 2 of the hard to find ones. But today, let's go ahead and get into this. First one's going to be Action Comics 698. And there's that logo for you guys. Now, what kills me about this Half Price Books is they put the sticker on the cover. Oh, that drives me insane. The way they treat their comic books there, you would think for a bookstore they would know how to, properly handle, books. But I guess to them this is just a comic. They don't really care. But even when I'm checking out, I can tell, the girl, whoever it is, because I've been to quite a few half price books, they don't really care about comics. And I'm there, I'm like, oh my God, look what she's doing to the book. And it just, it drives me insane, guys. Let me know, have you ever been to a half price books and you see them kind of just flipping through the comics, and it drives me crazy. Next one I got, Adventures of Superman 511. There you go, DC Universe logo. And I'm really getting into this, these DC Universe logos, because there's not a lot of people out there really looking for them. There's some, but not a lot, and it just gives me something to hunt for, right? Obviously, you're looking out there for first appearances of characters or origins of characters. If you're a Batman or Superman or whoever, Avengers, you're looking to try to complete your runs. But I myself, I like to hunt for the harder to find stuff. These DC Universe logos are, it gets me in there just searching for stuff and looking at every comic. I really dig it. Next one, we got Arkham. This is from the Showcase 94. This is part 4 of 12. Impulse number 3. DC Universe logo. Now, I will tell you that Impulse, under the Ghosts, Impulse number 10 is one of the Ghosts, that it's been identified as having a DC Universe logo reprint, but there has never been one found, guys. So I'm going to list a couple for you at the end, and guys, check in your personal collection. You never know if you have one of these in your collection. Next one, we got Justice League of America 87. Nice cover there with Wonder Woman, Blue Beetle. Right, and then, so I was almost done. I said, you know what? I've been through the first half. And it had taken me about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I was tired. And then I got up I ran up into the R's and then Robin, and I found just a run of Robin DC Universe logos. Here's number 18. Here is Robin number 19. Robin 20. Robin 21. Right, just hit a run and then you start getting excited again, right? You might not have found something for the couple short boxes, then you hit a run and it starts to excite you again, and oh shoot, let me keep going. And then Robin 22. DC Universe logo. I really dig that. I dig that logo too. It's just something about it. I love finding newsstand variants and these DC Universe logos. Next up, we got Superboy number 3. And if you guys read Young Justice from this week, Superboy Connor just came back. I don't know if he'd been gone or what happened with him, but I'm really digging. I dug that first issue of Young Justice. And the last one, and this is the one I was most excited about. This is Superman Man of Tomorrow number 1. That's a nice cover. Long-haired Superman, Clark Kent, was never one of my favorites. The 90s was kind of rough on Superman, but I really dig this. I dig that cover right there. So that's what I got this week, guys. This DC Universe logos. Yeah, I'm out there hunting for them all the time, and I'm gonna keep going to those half price books, because every time I check out, I always ask, you guys got any more, in the back? And they say, yeah, we just wait for the comic guy. They have a comic guy that comes in, goes through the books, and then they put them out. So they're always out there putting new stuff out. So let's kind of get into this DC Universe logo. We're going to go over the Ghosts. Write these down. Check it out, man. See if you can find them. First one's going to be Adventures of Superman 530. Then we got Impulse 10. Steel 23, Superman 95, Superman 117, and Superman the Man of Steel number 49, guys. Those are the Ghosts. Now, if you want to see if you want to see and read the rest of this list, make sure to go check out comicbookinvest.com. I've been going onto that website for the last 2.5, 3 years. They have a plethora of information in there, stuff that I've learned that I never knew before. I know every Tuesday night they also put out a The One. So it talks about what's coming out on Wednesdays, what's the one book that everybody's really going to be out there to go get, what are covers to go find, what are just good reads, right? Because not everybody just goes for the covers. I love to pick up comics and read them too. So what are good reads out there? Make sure to go check out comicbookinvest.com. So that's it, guys. Quick video today, maybe 10 minutes or so. As far as what's coming up next for Edwin, the Comic Jabroni, I'm still waiting on my my CGC boxes to come in. I've got those 2 Silver Age books I sent out. If you watched that video from a few days ago, I sent those 4 books out, so they should be coming in within the next 3 months or so. Hey, and make sure to go check out last week's video on what I picked up. Actually, it would have been the other day. No, actually, a couple days ago. Check out what I picked up for New Comic Book Wednesday. I dropped an Easter egg in there, and nobody's found it yet. There is a free comic to be had, so go check it out. There is an Easter egg I put in there. Maybe not in the video, maybe somewhere else. So, anyways, guys, have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Keep reading those comics, and let me know what you like about this DC Universe logo video. See you guys next time. Peace.